Okay, I'll be on 15 X-ray, tech then.
Copy that. Start on 1, yard 6 feet.
Okay. It's not there. Should be now. The only other thing you can do is just bring the laptop in here then. Just pull the power socket out, pull the power plug out, because you'll have enough power for an hour or so.
Just
sit in here with it if you want.
Okay,
The headset on, so you can hear.
line up echelon. Okay, we'll do gate departure. Left turn to 03 after takeoff.
Three copies on.
Okay, one's on the go.
Oh, that took a lot of runway. 2's airborne visual.
That's the warning about being overloaded.
Yep. Should have had that last pie, should I?
3's airborne, gear up, visual on 1 and 2.
Push uniform 6. Falcon 1 check.
Falcon 1-2.
Falcon 1-3.
Alright, let's fence in.
Two fenced in.
3 fenced in.
Is it streaming? Oh, it is now, is it? Yeah.
And test your laser.
Jammer.
Oh, that's nice. No, sorry.
3's good.
2's laser set.
Don't forget your CZ.
Airborne. Falcon 1, resume briefed flight plan. Falcon 1, return to base.
Jammer.
4,
Isn't it? Oh, for the sounds. Yeah, it's because we're not. You should hear it on the
Jammer.
on YouTube now. You should hear us talking on there. Yeah, it's because you're 10 seconds behind. Okay. Hello, 1, 2. You've turned the volume off on it now, you see. Yeah.
You guys are cleared wedge, I guess.
Yeah. Hang on. Say again, what?
You guys are cleared wedge.
2. Apologies, I was sorting out Amanda's stream there and stripped.
No problem.
Stay at that altitude when you cross over for stitches.
Yeah, I'm visual now.
Let's reference 5.
3.
What's that for? Is it too bright?
Jammer.
Saddled.
3 set. 3 saddle right side and 1.
Visual. Let's just keep base altitude 3062 set for the flight.
2.
3. Tom, I sent a PM to Nikos. He sent a reply. I passed it on to your PM via BMS. Copy.
Okay, what was it about?
About the transition altitude for Sinai.
What was it?
Well, if you know Nikos, it's not a straightforward answer, and it's unusable in BMS. You give me six
What?
different. Give me 6 different options.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's Nikos. Do you know Nikos?
Just what I've seen on the forums.
Okay, well, suffice to say, there's no such thing as a quick chat with Nikos. So if ever you catch him on TeamSpeak or whatever, get yourself a sandwich and a comfy chair.
Yeah.
The short answer is no. There ain't one.
Pilot's reference, Stir 7.
2.
3.
I got 2 bogeys at 50 left, 60 miles. Not responding on mode 2 or 1.
Okay, monitor. I don't have them on my radar.
Yeah, they're just coming back as bogeys on a scan.
3 has nothing on scope.
Contact 143.30, 22,000 hot.
Alright, flight, let's 3 drop back. Trail for grinder. 1 and 2. 2 drop back, 1. 2 couple miles. And let's go engage these guys.
And now nail 16. Faded.
Jammer.
Yeah, I can VID F-16.
Jammer.
I got the right sorted. And musical.
Okay, I'm spiked.
2 same. Still sorted on right trailer, but no burn through.
Defensive.
I got him now 15 miles still.
Counter, 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 counter.
Oh, they got AMRAAMs.
Counter.
Defensive.
Re-engage.
Counter. Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
I'm hit.
Warning, warning, warning,
Hit.
warning. Caution, caution.
Alright, let's exit.
To this, and then it goes off again. It keeps going on and off.
So, the TeamSpeak thing that we've all been speaking on, when we're flying we don't use that, but occasionally they'll talk about something on it. We'll use the in-game comms.
Alright.
On TeamSpeak unless you're in the game, and I'll sort that out.
Amanda, do you have TeamViewer?
To do the AWACS thing. So I'll do that. That was interesting.
Does Amanda have TeamViewer?
She doesn't, but she's next to me now with the laptop, so she can see.
Okay.
So this is TeamViewer, and we can go over what happened, like with a
pop quiz while I'm setting this up. What's the defensive technique to defeat a sparrow?
break the lock.
Okay, how do you do that?
Put your nose on it.
Any other way?
I thought it was beam it.
beam it. Beam it, and what I do is I flash my jammer on and off. I don't know, that's just makes me feel good because I got something to do before I die, but here we go.
So we're watching Zipcan's screen now.
I need to get a drink.
Okay.
Do you want a cold drink?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Okay. So I could watch him on the TGP. I could see that he had fired, but it didn't matter because I got a launch warning anyway. I mean, so your indication, right? He's spiked you. After the spike, he has to go single target track to support the Sparrow. So, you can just expect a launch. When he gets in, once he locks you, you'll get the tone, and you can just expect the launch anytime thereafter. So I was sort of ready for it. He launches. I beam him. And it's not even close. So let's watch Fisty.
I beamed it and dropped the lock here on this first one. Turned
Okay.
back and he launched another one, tried to beam that and it got me, I think.
Okay, so go ahead and evaluate this engagement. Do you think that was the right thing to do, or?
Well, I should have continued that turn there quicker.
So, okay, so the problem with turning back into him is he carries two of them, and you've put yourself inside of R. You want to call it that, right?
Yeah.
You've gotten yourself so close that the beam probably won't work. So the reason that the beam or the notching works is that you have the distance and then Doppler notch. So he has a pretty wide beam. He has a pretty strong signal on the second one, and you don't have enough time to react after you get the launch. So that's why you spin in. So I turn back in. I turn out. I call you guys to engage. I mean, I tried to set us up in a grinder because I knew this is, well, I think this is the way it should be done. You beam them, you come back, gain some, get in the back of the line and come back in, because that's why I had sort of set up for the grinder was we needed to get separation. I expected to probably drain all four of their sparrows. I wanted to do get the sparrows off their wings and get it down to a fair fight, so to speak. All right, so get engaged again. I beam them again. And so at this point, I really wasn't sure where he was. Steve had called that he was in a dogfight. So I turn, and because I'm unsupported at this point, I'm trying to go to support Steve, this guy put a heater right in my tailpipe. So this is where, in a 2-on-2, what probably should have happened is after Fisty died, we probably should have dropped stores and beat feet back towards Elarish and regroup, because I'm too far away from Steve. Steve is basically, we're basically one-on-one and we die. So that's my judgment. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would go with that. Yeah, I got in too close. I was just trying to get into range of my heaters, and I was surprised. Well, I wasn't really surprised because it's one of your teas, but they had sparrows.
Well,
Of course they had sparrows.
Of course they have sparrows. They were, and this is very common, almost to a fault, I would say, in PvPs on Falcon Online. Everybody's a gunfighter. They all want to go out, stand in the dusty street, and have a duel. Nobody wants to do air to ground, and except us. And air to ground is what wins the campaign. So I guess I shouldn't fault them, because that's what they get off on. They get off on going out and doing sweeps and killing people. That's their fun. My fun is to try to blow shit up and kill one or two of them in the process. So the reason I put the sparrows on there is that's exactly how you're going to see the op for 90% of the time in Falcon Online. They're going to be coming out there loaded to bear, and you have to be able to drain their sparrow, and then you get it down to a heater versus heater. So two things I did wrong as lead here. I should have called to drop stores as soon as this mission should have been over or aborted. As soon as we had opposition. There's no way we can fight with bags. And I did put bags on them just to even the fight a little bit. In other words, I gave them fuel. But in fact, a lot of times the opponents were going to reach in Sinai, going to be coming out with just a belly tank, because they can fight Cat 1. And they're going to go out to the canal, try to kill us, and then go home. So they're not really worried about fuel. So that's sort of the antithesis, Steve, to your doctrine about always taking tanks. Is I don't disagree with it, but the left is pretty heavy. So minimally, we should have dropped the 10s.
Can I just come in there?
Yeah.
Okay, on the document I sent out, it said that 2 tanks were the norm, except when loaded up air to air, in which case I think they just took a belly tank or no tanks at all. But given we were going up against 2 F-16s with Sparrows and no tanks, and we had tanks and 1,000 pound of dead weight hanging off each wing, there were no way we were going to win this fight.
Yeah, they had tanks though. So yeah. If I go out on a sweep in Battle for Sinai, I'll take tanks. Only because when you get into a turning fight, I can I can do a turning fight with an F-16 fairly easy and keep my tanks. Um, when you get into one of these turning fights, you use fuel so bad, and I have run out of gas. I have won the fight and run out of gas so many times that I will take tanks. If I'm going out on a straight sweep, I'll take the Sparrows and I'll take the tanks.
Yeah, but I mean, I got into a turning fight with my guy, and it was just out turning me. There was just nothing I could do about it really, without dropping the stores. But
yeah. So that's why I say the first thing that we should have done is, and you hate to do it because you've just flown 15 minutes. You've briefed, ramped, and flown 15, 20 minutes. You get to the flat, and bad guys come up and they're going to try to gunfight you. And you just don't want to drop that stuff. But so you almost have to here. Because you're fighting with one arm tied behind your back with that kind of weight. So that would be the lesson learned. So Fisty's lesson learned is don't turn in, try to get some MAR. My lesson learned is I should just call drop stores. We're going to go kill some F-16. Yeah, go ahead.
because we just play the tape, because the missile that got me came straight through my windscreen, which is interesting.
Yeah, I watched it. He outturned you, mate, basically.
It was the free
that
fighter
guy,
that
yeah.
killed you.
Yeah, they are straight through my windscreen, bastard.
And again, this is what happens when you're numbered, right? I mean, by now,
Oh, you're dead, mate.
Yeah. So this guy did to you pretty much what he did to me. So I don't know. I'm open to ideas how we, once this broke down like this, you can either run back to Mama, hope that there's some air defense back here you can drag him into, or maybe this tactic of doing the grinder isn't right. I don't know which.
Well, I think we might have been all right if we'd have dropped our stores. But the other thing is, when we get back into Sinai, we need to have an escort, and even if that's an element escort, it's better than no escort.
Well, so one possible, I guess, scenario that we could have pulled here, and it was crossing my mind. Maybe what should have happened is Steve pulls back as the free fighter, right? I mean, we outnumber them if Steve stays back. And if Fisty fights as my wingman, then as I go defensive here, you should have probably been here with me and possibly trying to kill him. And then if Steve was over here, he might have been able to cover your 6 for the free fighter from there, number 2.
Yeah, I did come in behind Fisty, because obviously you're behind me now, so I'd lost sight of you. But I could see Fisty, and I did try and just there swing around on his 6, but obviously just in time to see him turn into a smoking ball of atoms.
Yeah. So my typical grinder works when you're dragging AMRAMs. I'm not sure it works here. So we need to develop a better tactic. And I'm open to ideas here.
I think without dropping stores, that's an unwinnable fight, even though we're 3 and they're 2. We drop stores, yeah, you might kill them, but then you've got a mission fail. So I think it's a Kobayashi Maru, if I'm honest. Sorry, Amanda, you'll need to watch Star Trek to figure out what that is. Or Google it.
You know what that is, don't you? She knows what
Okay.
it is. It's the unwinnable fight. Yeah.
So why don't we do this? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, but again, okay, we're only flying to learn at the moment, but if this mission had been fragged and you'd have been in the front seat, wouldn't you have said, "Where's my bar cap? Where's my escort?" We've got a ton under each wing that we're going to have to try and deliver. If we get bounced, which obviously we did because you wrote the TE, but even if you didn't know that, you won't put 3 ships with 6 ton of munitions in this situation without some jet jockeys, would you? I know why we do it. I'm just hypothesizing that as close to real life as we can get. There'd have been 4 jet jockeys at 28,000 feet weighing a pound, wouldn't there?
Well, so
I think unless we link up with another squadron in
Yeah.
Sino, we're not going to get that. Unless we escort ourselves by element.
Okay. Well, let's look at that then. So if we were going to escort ourselves, if HQ said, "Sorry guys, you only have 3 serviceable planes," even without seeing that there were just 2 of them, 2 air-to-air and 1 air-to-ground, would have been a winnable situation.
I can honestly say, and I don't know if it's laziness or bad tactics or what, but I can honestly say the majority of the times I'm flying PvP in Falcon Online, I will frag an air-to-ground mission, and I will expect not to. Well, it depends on. You've seen my script, right? I check their lobby. I check to see how badly we're outnumbered. If we come into the server, 3 of us, and we're outnumbered 2 to 1, or we're just badly outnumbered, I won't even try to do air to ground. I'll just say, well, let's load it up and go out and do gunfights, because that's what you can expect from their side, is that they're going to jump you no matter what you do. So don't bother taking off with a bomb. Just go out and chuck spears at,
Yep.
And that's, I mean, that's why I'm advocating tonight that we up our dogfighting game, because we haven't been practicing that, and we need to, because as a multi-role squadron, I'll often go out seed sweep, right? I mean, take a break with me if I can kill a radar or 2, and then just go air to air. But the problem is they're going to come out with sparrows. What I wanted to show you tonight is how quickly, so in this case here, basically Fisty has de-armed their number 2 down to being a heater only. I've now de-armed number 1 So we're heaters against heaters. This is what we need to do. This is this is what we absolutely have to be good at. The baby seal squadrons that go out and get clubbed all the time by these guys, it's because they don't know how to dodge that sparrow. You need to take their sparrow and throw it in the sand, and that then it's just up to who's the better heater fire. Who's the better heater shooter. And we need to be good. We need to be better at heater shooting. So, what I would suggest is if we want to fly with another mission, I should rejigger this TE, and we will go out with sparrows against. We'll just go out air to air. I suggested that to begin with, and then you said, well, maybe what we should do is go out and see if we can bomb an airfield, and I'm all for that, and I took that bait. But I just wanted to show you guys that, especially with GBU-10s, like you said, you just can't fight with a ton under your wings.
No, you can't. And I think if we went out 3-on-2, just Cat 1 air to air, with me hanging back and dropping in on whoever's tail needs it, I think we'd slaughter these guys, to be honest.
Okay, well, let's try.
Two coming up.
Fisty Psalm. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean okay, so this makes it, and again, the reason I did this is you very rarely in Falcon Online find the other side guys frag a 4-ship sweep. They're mostly going to come out in 2s. So that's sort of why I fragged it this way. And you will find it like this where they're separated by the theater, and we need to be good at, okay, so we took out the first 2, let's go hunting and kill the other guys. So, having said all that, what do you want to do next?
Okay, a couple of options. If we still want to check out the runway, 1 and 2 needs to go loaded up Cat 1, and 3 needs to just hang back until the airspace is clear and check out, well, put a bomb on either runway, as we previously fragged, or we go out as a 3-ship Cat 1 and just kick ass with number 3 hanging back to mop up in case anybody gets in trouble.
I think we need to practice at A to A. We know how to bomb airfields now.
Okay.
I vote with Fisty. Let's prove our air-to-air prowess first. And then we know that if I mean I've gone out as the air-to-air 3-ship package a lot. It's doable,
Unplug the headphones.
but you still will have to do
Unplug the headphones.
stores dropping. And this gets back to my doctrine I tried to impress on the 185th of what I call progressive jettisoning. So if you were to frag this, if it was me fragging this, I would frag 1 guy air to air supporting the package, 2 guys air to ground. If you got against an impressive force that the air to air guy couldn't take care of, then number 2 drops stores and number 3 tries to retain his air to ground mission. And then, like you said, Steve, then we don't lose the mission, or we don't lose the frag. We just kill as many but we protect the package. So I'm going to bring up the server again.
Okay, I'm just going to take a quick bio.
It's not going to work. Okay. I thought I might be able to plug that into this as well, but it won't play it through both.
What's that going to?
Into the sound card in the back. It won't play out of both though.
Testing your playback.
Can you hear it now? Hang on, is the volume up on the YouTube?
No.
Oh, you need to put that up. Oh, hang on. You still there? You hear that?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Just messing about with Amanda's sound.
Server's up. TE is up.
I'll get it set up on there tonight. And so the next flight, you'll be able to hear it as it
I'm back.
happens. And see
TE is
the
up.
map, you know.
Okay, this time we're in the air. Check the loadout. We've
Two's good.
Got plenty of gas.
Yep.
Three's good to go.
Okay, stand by. Okay, you can join.
Two's in.
Three's in.
Falcon check, Victor.
Two.
Three.
Fence in, push 6.
Jammer.
Two fenced in.
Burn up to flight level 250.
Three.
still got 4 with us.
Falcon 1, return to base. 4.
Preference 7.
2.
Three.
Okay, I've got 2 contacts. 40 left, 40 miles. 3 drop back 5-mile trail. I'm going to cover 1 and 2.
Copy that.
A shooter on lead.
Jammer.
2, let's turn head to head 1.
2.
Jammer.
He's beaming. Like the music on.
2 music on. There he is, contact 110, 11, 23,000, flanking right.
Okay, I'm spiked. Probably not going to get a shot because he's going to fire on me. So I keep my barrel and I try to drag his shot away.
Roger that. He's beaming now, right to left.
2, you watch the trailer.
2.
Okay, lead's coming hot.
2 sorted trailer. Trailer's hot.
I start putting him on the beam. Defensive.
I've got nails now.
Counter. Counter. Counter.
Fox 1.
Counter.
And Fox 1 on the lead.
Counter. Counter. Counter.
I'm beaming the missile.
3, you need to... You can't...
Say again for 3.
Bollocks, I got it again.
Warning.
got hit again.
Warning. 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 Caution. Caution.
I'm hit.
All right, let's exit and take a look at the tape. Then. And take a quick bow. I'll be back.
Well, I got one this time.
50, can you leave the seat?
Whether to fight the guy that I was on or stay with Zipgun, because you're supposed to stay as if you're somebody's wingman, you're supposed to stay with them. And so I wasn't sure what to do. And